broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Music that we requested.
Don't say anything.
Why did I say that? Son of a biscuit. Welcome to this week's NXT After Show for the week of March 11th. I am your host, the Internet Soapbox, Mark, joined always by the Internet's one and true hobo. We're live on YouTube right now, so if you want to follow along with the conversation, you're watching live, you want to contribute to the conversation, well, first of all, toots to you. Toots to you, that's terrible.
Toots to you.
Utilizing the hashtag EBTVNXT, you can talk to us, please. You can follow me. I'm going to be responding on Soapbox Mark tonight. So I've got my Twitter feed open. If anybody has anything that they want us to talk about, because we don't have Kathy, and she's always the one. She's going off on tangents.
Yeah, that's her.
That's Kathy Kelly.
Yeah, she's the one with her head in the clouds.
Yeah, she'll be back. We got enough to talk about. Hobo, where can the folks find you?
They find me at True Hobo. I'm on the Twitters. I mean, not now, because he is Blam, but later.
Also, this is a hobo gimmick, a hobo train whistle gimmick.
I hand carve each one of those, and I test each one thoroughly to make sure that the pitch is perfect.
Pitch perfect.
You are essentially being where my lips were.
Thank you for not washing those. We start off tonight's show. We've got Albert Graves and Tom Phillips on commentary. I always say Todd Phillips. Tom Phillips on commentary. Enzo and Cass versus Lucha Dragons. This is for the number one contendership for the NXT Tag Team Championships. And Lucha Dragons more like the Geico Lizards. There's gonna be an accident! How can you not love these guys?
They're like us. They're completely everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Only they know what they're talking about, and only they can actually manage to rein themselves in.
So this was a match that I've been waiting for a long time, not just in the sense of a solid tag team match, but we got to see more of Enzo in control of the double team moves, or more aware of the double team moves, and actually do like take part in it.
He was less of a weapon with a heartbeat. Yeah, he commanded some of them, maybe one or two. Pick me up, throw me. Yeah.
Anyway, what did you think of this match? We'll go into a little bit more of the basics, but I don't think we've seen these two fight before.
The two teams?
Yeah.
Either we did and it was short, or we haven't, and it was pretty good, as far as I can tell you. I like it was sort of up and down, the back and forth. Both parties were in firm control for a good chunk of this match. It was, it kept you guessing.
And what did you think about the crowd's reaction to the Lucha Dragons? Because it was a little bit less than warm. It was more prozo than anti-Dragons.
It's that hierarchy. You know, they're for one team as much as they're against another. So it's a favoritism thing.
Oh, it's always
some
with that
people
crowd.
like the Lucha Dragons, but compared to Enzo and Cass, they just aren't making it.
Especially not tonight.
Not tonight.
So we don't. The Lucha Dragons.
I heard they were in a dark match recently, the Lucha Dragons.
They were on TV. They were on Main Event.
Oh?
Yeah.
That too is technically television.
Yeah, they were on. It's not on the network right now, but they were on television. More people are just kind of showing up on the lower tier shows, and nobody's really just. They're like, hey, they're from NXT, as opposed to like, they're coming.
Well, they're trying to structure it like they did the video game. right? Because you go from NXT to main event.
You go to Superstars.
Superstars.
And then you go to main event.
Me.
That's okay. And that's something I'll talk. Speaking of 2K15, I'll talk about that later in the show. It was fun seeing Zoe and Callisto kind of the same height. It's nice to see smaller guys go against each other in fun ways. There was the roll-ups that close, a little bit of almost got you.
A little shimmy shake.
Callisto hit the roll-up, did the same thing, 2 count, and kind of responded, and then all of Cass's work in this was fun. Enzo wasn't just in there to take the punishment and then make the hot tag. He got a lot of good offense in, a lot of funny offense in, but not necessarily Enzo funny. It's Enzo.
Right.
Enzo has a style of his own where usually it would be seen as a heel, but it's no, that's Zoe. He's just a roughneck.
He's an odd guy. Mm-hmm. He's an oddball. So his attacks come from different angles, and still the crowd appreciates every single second.
And the something we're seeing a little bit more regularly from Callisto is the kneeled Hurricane Rana, which just looks gross. At least it didn't spike him this time.
Well, it still doesn't make it any easier to take.
No, I agree. I'm not saying that it's easy
just
to take.
Bam! Oh!
The one of my favorite parts of the match, Zoe gets drop kicked to the outside, and Cass comes over and checks on him. And right as both of the dragons are about to dive over, Cass pushes him out of the way, so he's still a little bit fresh. Takes the hit, but then kicks Sin Cara. Was it a boot? Yeah. I've got it. Yeah. Big boot to Sin Cara.
Callisto's up top.
Yeah, and he pushes him into the ropes, which makes Callisto fall out. Drags Zoe all the way over to the corner, where Zoe's he's totally coherent. Where he's just yeah, okay, boom. Because he's wide open, looking at him. All right, your turn. And then
I like how the ref was kind of going, I don't condone this, but I can't exactly find a reason why this is not okay.
He's hitting everybody.
Everybody's in the ring. I've lost all control. Just drag him to the corner. I don't care anymore.
Just finish it. We got an East River crossing, and then a throwing splash.
Yep.
I guess is the best way to put it.
Guided and toss him.
Guided splash, toss splash.
Whatever.
Something. It worked.
11 feet in the air.
Enzo and Cass get the win and are your new number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championships against Team BAM.
Actually, on Twitter they're referring to themselves as Team BAMF. BAMF.
What's the F?
It's the Blake and Murphy Factor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I like it because they are kind of a couple of BAMFs.
Yeah, it's the Blake and Murphy Factor. Yeah, literally that's what it stands for.
Bad, man. Yeah.
Bad, mad. We get a lot of stuff from backstage, including something that I want to bring up, which is fun. We get next week, NXT is going to be coming from the Arnold Classic, which they were recording all weekend. It was nice to see. We're going to see the homecoming of Alexa Bliss, who's from Columbus, straight away. We get a package about Alex Riley. Hey, this is what he did in case you didn't see him wrestle ever before.
Kids, guess what? He hasn't been always at the desk. He used to actually get in the ring.
Yeah, and then similarly, a package about Kevin Owens, which showed his more intense moments.
Have any of his moments not been intense?
Well,
I mean, really, it's just, okay, we'll put this in, and then we'll put this in, because all of it's intense. The man is just a wrecking machine.
He's really funny on Twitter in, the wrong ways. People are like, hey, you're a bully or whatever, and he's like, yeah, well, you look dumb in your picture, or something like that. Not as, banal, but, try flexing more in your picture, or something like that. And it's just ooh, yeah.
It's an interaction, People love it and hate it,
and it's more personal.
Absolutely.
Because then you see him and he's like, that guy's a jerk. He tweeted me the wrong thing. What an arse head. Our next match, Carmella versus the returning Alexa Bliss with new music and everything. It was fun watching them try to exchange headlock takeovers. Bliss got one over on Carmella, and as Carmella was trying to get it over on Bliss, nope, reversed it, turned it into a magistral no, that was the arm drag. Sorry, my apologies. And that turned into a headlock takeover. different cradles and roll-ups this time from Bliss. The top rope arm drag roll-up was pretty bloody.
Front flip to the arm drag into the roll. That was nice.
We got to see Carmella sit on the ropes, like sit on Bliss, who was on the ropes, and like check her hair, and I don't know the way to the choke that she does.
It's a choke, but it's those are always the best because you even get to keep choking your opponent while you're having a full-on conversation with the ref, and he isn't even counting. They're not very intelligent. They really aren't.
Hey man, there's some refs that are friends of the show. Come on.
Okay. I retract nothing. I apologize for nothing. Yep.
You can buy the gimmick, though, at this website. A lot of just consistent striking from Carmella, a lot of quick pins that were 1 and 2 counts. She very much knew or had the sense that she was in trouble and was trying to get out of the match as quick as possible.
Well, I think she saw Bliss as an opponent that should be easy to overcome, coming back from an injury.
Yeah, there's a little bit of rust.
You're not exactly 100% coming back from an injury. Even from a perspective of she's in the ring, Alexa Bliss is in the ring. She doesn't know if she's 100%. You never do when you come back from an injury. You always have to question, am I going to be able to make it through this whole match unaffected? And this is the testing ground. So Carmella, I'm sure, went in saying, well, it's going to be an easy night. Easy work. No, not so much. Alexa Bliss is sticking with it.
Carmella tries going for a body scissors, a whole bunch of strikes to the back. My knees are all over the place. My notes are all over the place. Her back spring like knee drop.
Yes.
Is that supposed to be a splash or a knee drop? Because it looked like she went for a knee drop and just got a little bit too much kick in it.
Let me tell you this. I have no idea. But it did go right for the ribs, so it was effective. Right. Actually, it looked kind of worse. If it were a splash, it would be more affecting the airway and the general breathing apparatus that is the human body. But instead, it went right for the ribs. You could easily break a rib and send it into the lung. You could kill somebody doing that.
Alexa Bliss, not just fairies and sparkles. She could kill you.
Murder fairy.
Murder fairy.
Murder fairy.
Murder fairy. That's for you, NXT Universe. And next time you're at a live event, like one we're going to talk about later,
maybe
Murder Fairy.
Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss team up to be the Murder Fairies.
Ron Corleone 423 on Twitter, ABTV NXT, hashtag ABTV NXT. Leva Bates stole the color blue from Alexa Bliss because she was sporting like purple tonight.
Maybe.
Like, nobody can wear blue except for Leva Bates. Except for blue pants for you, the lay watchers, I guess.
The lay watchers. Do you watch Laying Down, and then you are a lay watcher?
Saw seemingly her new finishing move, because it has a name and everything. The Sparkle Splash, like the hanging senton. It was like a 90-degree spin.
It was just a turned around splash. Start facing this way and facing this way. It's a 180-degree turn while giving a splash.
No,
Yes.
Yes.
Don't. I know what I'm talking about.
Don't.
It's 180 degrees.
Thank you for the tip, because I actually was sitting there just like, but if she was on her back, and then and then this was Matt.
It kind of actually had the finish of a moonsault, because she sort of went in face heavy and then snapped the legs down. Whereas with a splash, you come down nice and even. This, she had a snap on it, which I think had a little bit more of an effect.
A lot of because that's what Carmella was saying.
Drive all the air right out of you. Make your internal organs go into places.
Alexa Bliss gets the win heading into her hometown show, which is a wonderful way to come back.
Fighting the champ in her hometown.
Yeah.
Does that give her an advantage?
A hometown advantage is pretty prevalent, but it's Sasha Banks. She's got the advantage anywhere she goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She champion's advantage. So if it's for the championship, then she can lose without losing the title. So everybody has their advantages.
Boy, would they be mad in Ohio if Alexa Bliss lost without losing.
Yeah, right?
Boy, it'd be
Or
hot.
won without winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even then it would be kind of like, well, ugh.
Backstage, we get Alex Riley kind of rehashing everything that he's been saying on Twitter for the past while, for the past little while, keeping him like he's been kept in a cage and he's seen other people eat, but he's been going starving, sort of a thing.
He's pretty big. I don't think he's starving at all.
No, if that's starving.
Wow. There should be some more yoked bums out there. There should be.
Yoked bums.
Yoked bums. There's a few if you go on the Twitter and like the YouTubes.
He thanked Owens for giving him that extra bit that he needed to finally make the decision to quit his life as a commentator and come back to the ring. Owens says that he's doing this for his family. Well, Riley's family is out there. And then that was the end of the promo. But it was
more or less.
More or less, yeah.
It was his family was out there, and it was time for him to join his family, and now it was time to rage.
Yeah, rage.
Yeah, rage.
And we'll go back to 2K15 at some point. That was awesome. And then we also get a backstage bit from Tyler Breeze saying things are going to get ugly, and essentially things got ugly, things are going to get ugly, and he's going to prove that he's not just a pretty face.
Because Tommy's involved. They already got ugly.
Things got ugly. And there was a thing, WWE posted a tweet as a result of the Zoolander announcement.
Yeah.
Who makes the best attempted blue steel? And Tyler Breeze was not in any of the pictures, and he tweeted back and was like, "Oh, come on! What is my gimmick?" The perfect time and incorporation of a gimmick, and just
hey everybody, see who this new guy is. Who's not
perfect opportunity.
Who's perfect for?
And to get, I think it would be
just drop the ball drastically.
And that's an opportunity to get Breeze in a film. That's an opportunity to get. Depending on whenever he debuts, it's an opportunity for Stiller and Wilson to come on Raw and work with Breeze. Like there's a lot of different opportunities.
There are. Even if they start this road game and somehow manage to be in a place where the stars are, and are able to bring them in, it's a good cross promotional opportunity that they should definitely take advantage of. And the fact that they didn't just make it easy for themselves baffles me.
Yeah.
Baffles.
The moment, well, arguably I say the biggest moment of the night, CJ Parker versus Alex Riley.
Yes. Yeah, be the moment. Well, the returning Alex Riley and the
Which
returning...
is great. Were you ever a fan of the varsity villain, Alex Riley?
Yeah, he's an easy guy to hate.
Did you like the gimmick of after Miz used the Money in the Bank briefcase, he just carried around a briefcase? Because there's they only know him as the briefcase guy, so we got to give him a briefcase.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
It was really ridiculous. He just became the briefcase guy because he held the Miz's briefcase for so long.
He kind of had a raw deal.
He did.
He had a raw run.
Using him as the Miz's protege, it's weird to see that now. That's a very similar prospect work now, and he didn't treat Riley as bad as the folks wanted to see Miz now. You know,
but it was still really hot. I remember when Alex Riley finally turned on the Miz. It was so hot, and there was so much opportunity for them to go places with this feud. But for some reason, it just fizzled out. And Alex Riley got pushed to the back.
I'm gonna blame the Miz for that one.
It's like one of those history things where you actually have to see all of the things that are going on around it in order to fully understand, because that may have been right before Miz got a title run. I don't even remember.
It was after.
Was it after?
It was after he lost the WWE Championship.
Then I don't know. I don't know.
So CJ comes out, starts to talk promo, and Riley cuts him off and is just pissed. And this is what he's been waiting for, and gets in the ring and gets caught by a headlock, and then the match starts really slow.
Let me tell you, more than 2 years off steady, that will take its toll. Yeah. It is hard to start going from a dead stop like that. to break that inertia of actually getting in the ring and competing in a match against a man who actually does not have your best interest at heart. Not just a training match, but a full-on match. I mean, MMA fighters will tell you the same. You can't just go from like a one practice match to getting in the cage and knocking it around. The other guy is not in there for your best interest. CJ Parker wanted to win. He wanted to win. He's been on the downward spiral, and he wanted to get this.
The actual, as a match, this was 100% solid, 100% sound. Oh, okay, let's go through the match. Headlock takeover. The commentators are just really pushing for him. CJ knocks him down with a shoulder block. But Alex Riley, I forgot how beautiful his drop kicks are.
He's very athletic.
Absolutely fantastic. Gets him up in a fireman position, but CJ escapes, clubs him against the ropes. Whole bunch of straight strikes, chokes him. Tells him he's like preps for the third eye. I'm going to break your nose, which is a great thing for CJ to have now because we saw that it happened. That was real. He broke Kevin Owens' nose, so now he can use that. A couple of clotheslines to come back. The forward rolling neck breaker into the blockbuster for the win, and it seems like the blockbuster is a placeholder. You know.
Yeah.
It usually is. Like Tyson Kidd was using that when he was first in NXT, and now he has a completely different suite of moves. Because it's big, it's hard hitting, it's impressive.
And it can take down Kevin Owens.
And it can take down Kevin Owens.
Because it doesn't have to worry about Kevin Owens' size or anything like that. Kevin Owens is very strong, though. The possibility exists that Alex Riley could go for the blockbuster. Kevin Owens could catch him and drop him into a suplex.
Yeah.
That is possible. But given fatigue and whatnot, yes, he should be able to hit the blockbuster on Kevin Owens and potentially get a victory.
I agree with that. Something that the commentators said at the end was very impressive victory and very impressive return from Alex Riley, but did it impress William Regal? So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to impart the question, would that, if you were William Regal, would you see that match and go, that man can fight Kevin Owens?
No, that's a very difficult question to answer.
That's why I wanted to ask it.
Very dangerous man. And I don't know. I think Alex Riley has heart. I think he has an immeasurable amount of heart, as witnessed by the fact that he was moved very emotionally, having actually competed and won this match. Very emotional. I think he's got a lot of heart, and I think that if he were to be given a match with Kevin Owens, it would be a good match, though I'm not sure if he could win it.
I agree.
And I don't know if Regal would.
If I was Regal, I would have to give him another match, because he was this was his opportunity, and this wasn't the type of match that I was expecting. I wasn't necessarily expecting a squash, but I was expecting a hotter start from him, and CJ being a little bit more, having to go that extra mile to be underhanded to get that victory because of wanting it more.
Well, let me put it to you this way. If you make a guy who sits at a desk able to get up and walk into the ring and compete perfectly fine like he hasn't missed a step, you're saying that anybody can do this. You cannot put somebody like that right into there and killing people.
No, I agree. And I suspected after this first match things would change. It seemed like instead of with the amount of he's pushing the whole rage thing, and with the amount of intensity that he's been showing, and his promos have been great, and this whole situation, I expected, okay, so the start wasn't as hot, I expected the comeback to be hot. Like, we're in it, now's the time. It ended up being a couple of strikes and then the thing, and then that was that. So yeah, like I feel bad about it because the match was 100% sound, and for a man who has not competed in 2 years, this was a great first match to have. But taking the story stuff into account, I didn't feel his intensity to want to beat Owens. It felt more like he was just trying to stay stable, and Owens can eat him alive for that.
Yeah, I agree with you, but
because of the empathy I share with him, I want him to have more chances to be back on the level that he was.
He needs the practice. He needs to warm up.
Yes, that's essentially what I'm saying as a result of this match now.
Well, I mean, it is confirmed that he's going to be fighting Owens next week. He has some time to prepare.
Even though
be it about yay bacon.
Be it in the past already?
Well, whatever. I'm working on different things.
I know.
I, too, am on a TV show, and things are totally different on the TV show. That's just how time works, and it's weird.
But that's the problem, is like they were promoting the Ohio show, and then the TV show aired, and then they're like, oh, we're going to Ohio next week. But I follow you on Twitter. I know that you already did that.
You were at Ohio.
Speaking of that, so earlier in the show, we saw a package from like promoting the Columbus show, and then we saw after this, Owens came out. Calls him the dumbest man in NXT. You quit your job as a announcer. I'm going to make you retire from your in-ring career too.
Yeah, well, he has a point.
There was a weird like tempo change when he came out. His music was a lot faster than it was when it played him off, and then there was a there was an obvious. I've been listening to a lot. There's also a fairly obvious dub over. In the middle of him talking, they cut away from Owens, and the crowd noise changed, and the audio changed. And I only know this because I work with audio, and trying to make stuff sound live is not necessarily difficult, but it takes a lot, especially with a crowd like that. Some line was cut, or they shortened the promo down to something, and I wonder what that was. Weird technical thing. Anyway, they showed they showed the same promo from the Columbus package, and I noticed it was the same exact promo that they put in the beginning of the show, but they used footage from Alexa Bliss's match and Kevin Owens' promo that just happened in the Columbus promo before any of those things happened.
I caught that too. I'm like, oh, you guys you didn't mean to do that.
You're recycling. That happens. It happens. It's a regular thing. Riley is left in the ring, very emotional, brought a little bit to tears. Our main event of the night, Tyler Breeze versus Hideo Itami. I don't know if I can get tired of this matchup.
The feud.
Not this particular match, but these two guys in the ring together. Because Itami's all about, I'm going to kick you in the face, and Breeze is like, not the face.
But even then, Breeze doesn't simply crumble when he's kicked in the face.
No,
that is what I think is the most important part of this.
Match starts. Itami's starting to close in. Bails. It's not going to be like last time. Gets back in. About to start. Bails again. Breeze ends up getting in control, hitting him with a bunch of shoulders in the corner. Keeps dodging the kicks like, nope, not today, not right now. Kitchen sink, damn it.
As soon as your opponent starts thinking high, go low, you catch him.
Exactly. Hit him right in the bread basket. Bails out of the ring. Itami hits him with a pretty wonderful clothesline outside.
Ooh, yeah. All his clotheslines tonight were just they were hilarious.
Solid.
They were clothesline to the point of that's hilarious.
A lot of knees in the corner. He hits that beautiful rope DDT that we like so much. Yeah. Breeze hits the ropes, drops Itami, and stops him heavy in the corner. Quick snapmare, quick leg drop, hits him in the rear, chin lock, and my new favorite chant bursts from the NXT universe, and that's Tyler's Ratchet. No, he's not. Tyler's, like, when that started getting louder, you saw Tyler go, what? No. And then they went to commercial. So I would love to have been backstage when that chant started up, just to hear everybody going, "You've got to be kidding me!" And Sasha especially.
I don't even know. Okay, not confusing the hell out of me. I only know what a ratchet woman is because of Sasha. Basically, what exactly is a ratchet man?
Well, I mean, ratchet is a definition that can supersede gender. Hobo.
It can?
Yeah. Let's go.
Well, I guess we've really made it now. Gay marriage and ratchet men. I don't know.
What's wrong with that? All right. UrbanDictionary.com. Ratchet, a diva, mostly from urban cities and ghettos, that has reason to believe she is every man's eye candy. Unfortunately, she is wrong.
Well,
I'm not going to read the rest of that.
He summers in Milan, so he's definitely not from the ghetto.
No, he's more of a trendsetter, jet setter.
Right. And he really is eye candy. Like, really is.
Hiddy ew.
Hiddy
ew. That was from Pumpkin Page. Thanks, Brian.
That's terrible.
That's amazing. That's pretty. I love that. Hiddy ew. Oh.
Where were we?
Boy. Hideo gets put on the top rope, and instead of getting superplexed or whatever, jumps off with a diving lariat and lands square on his butt. And I was like, ooh.
Did he really?
Yeah, he landed flat. He didn't land forward.
I was looking at how Breeze was taking that.
Which was bad. More of those lariats we're talking about.
Yeah.
Sweeps the enziguri.
There was one he just turned around and clocked him.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, maybe not clop. That's weird. Sweeps the enziguri. Tyler bails. There's so many shorthand notes that I wrote. Tommy hits a front kick. Breeze comes right back with the supermodel kick. The tit for tat or the kick for cack, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
The tit for tat. The tit for tat when it comes to kicks is. It's been something we've been seeing a little bit more frequently, but it's always just like, like it's always surprising.
That's different from these two guys. I feel it's just different because it's Tyler Breeze. There's something different about it. Because he's not a striker. In fact, he doesn't really have much of a style at all. And I think he's starting to forge his style through these matches.
I mean, technically his style would be kick too, because he has to work around the super kick and the beauty shot. He tries hitting Tommy up in the post, like locking his legs up in the post. On the outside, Tommy reverses.
Just pulls his legs in. Yep. Smart. And face.
Tommy hangs him up on the ropes with a forward suplex, and does a diving kick.
Diving knee.
Diving knee. That's what it was.
Skull.
Yeah. Just no. Oh, that's what it was. And he kicked him in order to keep him there, and then he'd hit the diving knee. Fans start chanting GTS. Goes into his strikes, sets him up for the corner drop kick, misses, beauty shot. Tyler Breeze wins. And now these guys are at 1-1. There's got to be a rubber match, and
people were not happy that Tyler Breeze won. And this is exactly what he needed. He needed a win.
Of Cuteville. He did. Also, we haven't seen Marcus Louis in a really long time, so I don't think anybody expected. Maybe, at least for now, because this whole Tommy thing is working out really well. And maybe Marcus Louis just wants more time. Maybe they're going to repackage him again. Who knows?
If you've seen on Twitter, he's still rocking the bald, no eyebrow gimmick. So
okay, so maybe not entirely. So that's the show, but we're not going to end. We're not going to end right away because there's a couple of things we wanted to talk about. First of all, no, come on. First of all, he teased us at WrestleMania. We are going to be having a podcast to sort of preview the night. I'm bringing up the information right now. So if you're going to be in San Jose for WrestleMania Friday night, that is Friday, March 27th at Cafe Frascati, Cappuccino e Vino. So that means...
Oh, wine!
Wine!
Oh, good!
We're going to have a drunk hobo. From 8 to 10...
You're lucky.
From 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific, we're going to be doing a pre-show podcast for WrestleMania. As far as I know, everybody who does WWE programming is going to be going to WrestleMania, and I think like Dale and Johnny are going to be there for most of it, but they have Nerdist stuff to do.
Right.
And depending on what events are there, some people might be there for a little bit, might not. Pretty sure we're going.
Okay, because NXT Live from... Where are they?
Going.
Somewhere in the vicinity of WrestleMania.
In San Jose.
It's that Friday, I believe at 10 p.m.
Yes.
Now, our AfterBuzz event is at 8 p.m. That is at 10 p.m.
Depends on how far they are from each other. From the San Jose University Event Center, It's going to be a live NXT show. So we're trying to get tickets.
We're doing it all, baby.
Yeah,
it's WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, we still don't know where all of our scheduling lies because everybody else is we're trying to get everywhere. So we're trying to do as much as we can because when will WrestleMania be back here again? When we'll be able to cover all this stuff again before NXT totally takes off and becomes its own brand? I'm kidding.
Only slightly.
Yeah. So Friday night, we're gonna try to be there. If we don't get tickets to NXT, obviously we'll be there. If not, if we're trying to
almost though that we have to get tickets to NXT.
We do.
Come hell or high water.
That's our gimmick.
That's kind of why we do this every single week.
Is that why?
It might be.
So we're trying to go there. If we're not going to be available live, hopefully y'all are going to be at the NXT. If you're a bigger fan of NXT, I don't want to poo-poo on our own event.
There's just so much.
That's a really hard decision. As a wrestling fan, that's a really hard decision. Our show is free though. So the AfterBuzz show is free. We're all everybody's gonna be there. If we're not there, we're gonna be covering NXT, creating new stuff for you, the viewer. So
interacting with you. If you ever wanted to touch us specifically,
or buy a train gimmick.
You want to buy a shirt? I got shirts.
Maybe I should get Soapbox Car TV stuff.
Maybe.
It
depends on how long it would take.
I could get rush shipping, whatever. So aside from that, WWE 2K15 released their NXT Arrival DLC this week. So if for some reason you fell off playing WWE 2K15, there have been a lot of releases this year, so it's understandable. They added the Ascension, Adam Rose, and Emma, and JBL. Because he's the former. I'm glad you're enthralled. Because he's the former general manager. Yeah. So they made him a playable character. Road to WrestleMania next week, going through Columbus, Ohio. Do you expect? What do you expect? What are you looking forward to? Because we're getting the Thursday before WrestleMania is the title match is the NXT title match. So where can they go from there to have a presence on the live show? What do you think?
It's really difficult to say. I do not know what to expect, but it's got to be something big because this is their first road event. Let's call it
the Columbus
yes, first interstate road event outside of Florida. So it's kind of a big deal for them. And I heard that Triple H made an announcement at the taping. I don't know how that'll factor in. I really have no clue what to expect at this point. I don't know.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Because with the other shows, we kind of go, okay, so that's where they're going with that. With this, really anything can happen.
Exactly.
Which is
nice.
nice.
Watch this stuff.
There's a lot of hope, and we're pretty sure next week will be a good show. Solid show from NXT this week, and
I thought, personal opinion, a little weaker in some spots.
But even that, it's like pizza. You still enjoy it.
Right.
It's just like maybe I won't get that type again. I don't know. Not a lot of the. Well, no. I mean, everybody's a heavy hitter. I was going to say, we got to see the future of the women's division because Carmella and Alexa Bliss. Like that's the future.
Alexa Bliss is pretty. She can fly, and she will lay that elbow into your mouth nice and hard every
Absolutely
time.
Gross.
It's like, put up your hands.
But that'll do it for us this week for the NXT After Show. Hobo, where can the folks find you on the internet?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at TrueHobo. ProWrestlingTees.com/Hobo is where you can find my swanky snazzy shirts. BoxShareSuperstar.com is my website. Go there. Mention of the month is a fun one from Arizona.
I really hope that you can get our title belt out of Hawk.
I'm working on it.
You better be. You can find us on YouTube at Soapbox Car TV. You can find our wrestling gimmicks at soapboxcartv.spreadshirt.com. You can find me on Twitter at SoapboxMark. You can find the podcast that I do with my friend Brandon Taylor on The Gimmick Pod, which is on Twitter.
People were saying it was the best one that they've done in a while.
Give it a listen. We're going to repost the link soon so that you can listen to it. We record live very frequently. You can follow all of us here on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV, SoundCloud, iTunes. Leave us ratings, leave us comments. We respond to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.